Hello, I'm Helen Fleming, Volunteers Manager at Dyslexia Scotland. Welcome to the third part of our adult masterclass for our Dyslexia Scotland at Home series. You'll already have heard from Liz and Jean for parts 1 and 2 of the adult masterclass. Today I'll be guiding you through part 3, Dyslexia and Emotions. So, how does dyslexia impact on your emotions? Many people view their dyslexia in a positive light. However, people whose difficulties have not been recognised at an early stage may feel a number of distressing emotions about their situation. Sylvia Moody has written several books on dyslexia, and she identified the following common emotions in dyslexic adults. These include confusion and bewilderment. Many people can feel very confused about themselves. Sometimes they can pick new information up really easily, and other times it's much harder to learn new skills. Embarrassment, shame and guilt. Dyslexia can often feel like a guilty secret that the dyslexic child and adult needs to keep hidden. Lack of confidence and self-esteem. This can manifest itself in a specific difficult task, but it can also impact in a more general way, such as the daily questioning of your abilities that can erode your self-esteem. Frustration and anger. This is a sense of feeling trapped or imprisoned by your dyslexia. Frustration can turn to anger, but who's to blame? Many dyslexic adults blame themselves. Anxiety, fear and panic. Dyslexic adults can become locked in a vicious circle of anxiety and inefficiency. This can come out as a physical symptoms such as headaches, nausea and a general feeling of unwellness. Despondency, depression and despair. If these dyslexic difficulties go unrecognised, the dyslexic adult may lose hope and sink into depression. Relief, determination and hope. Once dyslexic difficulties are recognised, support is provided and strategies are identified, life can take a turn for the better. The All-Party Parliamentary Group in Westminster published a report last year detailing recent research about the human cost of dyslexia. The emotions identified in the last slide can mean that many dyslexic adults have spent much of their life feeling rather thick or stupid. Once they find out that dyslexia is the source of their difficulties, they can find it very difficult to move forward. At this stage, the newly identified dyslexic adult can be no more equipped to deal with new or additional learning than they were when their challenges first became obvious when they were younger. In the report, Penny Aston, who is a dyslexia counsellor, explains that dyslexic adults who are identified later in life have to cope with far more unresolved problems from their early learning than neurotypical adults. This results in post-traumatic stress disorder type repercussions. The dyslexic adult may have a lot of emotions to work through and understand before they feel ready to move on more positively. This Sarah Change model is an excellent image for identifying the range of emotions that dyslexic adults could be working through, either at the stage of where they were first identified or at the stage of accepting that dyslexia is part of who they are. Stage 1. Shock. You can react with shock or denial when first identified with dyslexia. You can begin to realise why you have struggled with so many tasks in the past. Stage 2. Anger. Anger or anxiety can surface once you realise the impact that dyslexia has had on your past. You can start to wonder why no one ever noticed your struggles. Stage 3, resistance. You can sometimes wish that you could go back to how you were before you found out that dyslexia was the source of your challenges. This can be a challenging time, and sometimes you can feel very stuck. And people sometimes stay on this stage for quite some time. Stage 4, acceptance. This stage occurs when you have come to terms with your dyslexia and are ready to accept or live with it. Once you find yourself at this point, the positive effects of change can start to become much more obvious. Stage 5, healing or hope. At this final stage, many dyslexic adults can feel much more positive about their new normal and actively look for ways to use their dyslexic strengths. Sometimes this can be a new job or volunteering role, or it could be using their strengths in much more creative activities. However, change can be challenging at times, so don't be too hard on yourself if you fall back on old habits or thinking patterns. Once you recognise that you're falling back into these old habits or thoughts, stop and rethink the situation. Now, the next 2 slides provide further detail about the SARA stages, so you might want to pause this video and read them through. This thriving dyslexic image perfectly illustrates the acceptance and healing stages of the SARA model. It recognises that you can fall back into old habits or thoughts, and you can respond either negatively, resulting in the red, languishing situation, or you can stop, take stock of your situation, and become a green, thriving dyslexic. Remember to use your unique dyslexic strengths to overcome challenges and obstacles. Learn from your mistakes or constructive feedback. Use your resilience and determination to find new ways or new strategies or new ways of working. You might want to pause the video at this stage just to have a quick look at this model. So what's your next step on your dyslexia journey? Are there emotions that you'd still like to work through? Or are you at the stage of accepting your dyslexia and moving forward? No matter what stage you're at, please remember that there are people ready and willing to help you at every stage of your journey. Many thriving dyslexic adults will have worked through their own dyslexic emotions and are keen to help others to not feel so alone. Speak to staff, volunteers or members already involved in Dyslexia Scotland services, and we can help and plan you through your next step forward. So, next steps. Look through the wide variety of information and support available on our website and our social media channels. You can find the links to them in the black sections at the bottom of our website homepage. Come along to our adult network meetings and meet like-minded dyslexic adults. These meetings are online during lockdown, but in the future there will be a mixture of face-to-face and online meetings. Many people who attend our meetings report that it's great to feel that they are not alone in coping with their dyslexic challenges. Lastly, our friendly helpline advisors are available weekdays to help and advise you about the next steps on your dyslexia journey. Thank you for listening today. I hope you have found this section and the other 2 sections of the Adult Masterclass helpful for your next step on your dyslexia journey.